Hi, my name is Bruce. Welcome back to this little channel whereupon I make videos and do my level best to explain what happens in the world. I like to talk about things, I like to talk about people, and I like to talk about economics. All right, people. I'm going to quickly go here. We're in Cape Breton Island in Canada. The person I'm going to mention is a guy named David Dingwall. Now, Dave Dingwall, he's a former Canadian politician, and he had been actually the president, I think it is, of the Mint in Canada, and he was sort of taken to task one time for his expense claims, and he is famous for saying, well, I'm entitled to my entitlements, which is both kind of funny to say out loud, and it's also objectively true. At this moment, David Dingwall is the president of Cape Breton University, and David Dingwall has done more through a couple of simple decisions to positively affect the economy of the island of Cape Breton than really almost anyone, I'm going to say, almost anyone. Now, how does that happen? Well, if you go back and you think about our earlier videos, and I talk about this idea, what do we have, and what do we know, and what can we do with what we have and what we know, and we form what's called the production possibility curve. And what we have is our resources that exist within our economy. I talked about changing criteria, and really what happens is sometimes you don't recognize a resource until later. Okay, and then, or you don't recognize something that's harmful until later. But the idea is to have an open mind to these things and to continue the conversation and to not, cast people's thoughts, ideas, or opinions away willy-nilly without trying to get a full embrace on what's going on. I talked about the role of government. I talk about the role of individuals and businesses. Okay, so what Dave Dingwall did was, he's the president of the university. He said, hey, we have this university, and another thing we have is Canada. And what do people want? The people want to come to Canada. So Dave Dingwall opened the university up to international students, and so there's right now in this area, there's a great number of international students, and they're all, I believe they're not all, you can't say all, but most of them are greatly enjoying the area, and they're having an educational experience, and they're advancing their skill set, and they're advancing the local area. Okay? Now, you might be thinking, hey, what the hell is that guy doing standing in front of a boat, and why is it so loud? Well, talk about this idea or criteria, and I'm going to say that for the longest time, if you were heating your house in Cape Breton Island, the heat was, well, ages ago, was coming from wood and coal. Coal is awful. It's the worst. It's terrible. Coal. There's nothing good about coal. But you were heating your house with home heating oil. This ship here is presently offloading home heating oil and probably some other types of oil. And it's going through those pipes that you see, and it's entering in another pipeline, and it's winding up in this giant tank farm down the way. And well, it's not giant. It's a small-sized tank farm, medium. And famously, it had a leak about a year ago, famous leak. But I suspect that it's probably leaking slowly now. Okay. And what I'm saying is that this idea of combustion is simply not a good idea. If you have an option, and you have an option, choose something else. Heat pumps are great. Insulate your house. It works great. Better yet, have a multi-unit house where other people live there and share in the insulation. That's great. Once again, I'm losing my words. But you want to avoid situations like this, where you have this ship coming in loaded with fuel oil, offloading it. The mere act of sailing this vessel presents a hazard to the world. I mean, you could have the acute hazard of it sinking or catching fire or exploding or any one of a myriad things. But also, the ship is burning probably a low-grade bunker fuel, and that's horrible for the environment. There's fine particulate emissions, and there's all sorts of stuff going in the air, and we're breathing it in, and it's just not good. And further to that, all of the material that's on this ship is going to be burned. It's going to be converted into, fine particulates, nitrogen oxides, carbon dioxide, maybe a little bit of, it's not good. So step away from that. So if you're heating your house, if you're looking to have a comfortable house, use electricity. Use a heat pump. It's just the way to go. It's that simple. And I'd like to thank, again, David Dingwall for really embracing this idea of growing the economy, because we're exporting knowledge. We're using our resources to educate people, and right now there's maybe 5,000 more or less international students that are here, and they're being enriched. And a certain proportion of those people are going to want to stay here in this area and use their reputation and use their ambition and use their knowledge and use their capital and build their lives and grow our economy, and that is good. Okay? It's good for everybody. That's it. Anyway, my name's Bruce. This is my little channel, and if you like the video, press the like button. If you don't like the video, press the like button anyway. Leave a comment. Love comments. Thank you very much for watching, and hope everything's great. Here, I'll step out of the way so you can see the ship and just feel it. You can feel this. Now, I'm repeating myself, but 50 years ago, this might have been a good idea. 2023, it's a terrible idea. So, I have to stop this nonsense. Thank you very much. Bye.